Hey everybody, this is the second part um, to my day. The first part, was the first part of my day while I was working, all of that. I'll be sure and link that if you want to see the first part of that if you have not. But it is now after work and it's a Thursday, and that's when I generally am going to clean the house. Now, it's not going to be a deep clean. I'm just dusting, all of that thing. You'll see all that, and I'll explain it more towards the end when I get done. But I tend to clean on Thursdays, as I said. I don't do it every Thursday. I was doing that, but I decided I do it about every other Thursday. So I'm going to be doing that. Afterward, you're going to see me outside watering my plants and things like that. And then I'm going to read my Bible. And then I'm going to have a little period of here where it's just going to be showing my plants, showing the sky, things like that. Just, I guess, to kind of show you what I'm looking at while I'm sitting outside, reading my Bible. That's my view. I've also added a few things, 3 clips of some birds. Now, the blue jay, I was actually in the house when I saw that. And I was able to get that blue jay. He comes in, drinks often from that little fountain. And then the next two, there you'll see 2 birds. I think, what is that, a dove? Those big ones. Anyways, I just thought it was funny because I'm sitting there in the chair, and so it's really close. And it's like they were making sure. They stayed up on the fence a little bit, just making sure, is it safe to go down there and get some water? And then that little one finally did go down and get the water. And it's like the big dove, is that what they're called? I feel like that's right, was watching the little one. And you'll notice on that last video, after the little bird gets back, the dove kind of goes over to the right. And I didn't get it, but he finally then goes down and gets a drink also. It's like he was making sure it would be okay. But anyways, I just thought I would include that and everything. And then I'm going to end by watching a movie. But I wanted to kind of go through that here quickly at the beginning and just kind of just put some music on here and just let you watch. So anyways, thanks for joining me again. Okay, the day, I mean, well, it's not done yet, right? But so, got done cleaning, and it only took me about an hour and a half, maybe an hour, 40 minutes, something like that. And part of that is because I was having to film some of this. So I was, I recorded with my phone. So it's about, I say every 8 to 10 minutes, I would have to stop, go ahead and download it onto YouTube because then I edit it. So I would have to do that each time. So I was stopping intermittently. So it probably wouldn't have taken quite as long as it did. But, and I don't do an extreme clean, but I do like to, and I do this on Thursdays, but not every Thursday. I was doing it every Thursday, not anymore. Probably every other Thursday, something like that. But I keep it clean. I, put everything up after I'm done each night, kind of do a straighten up in the kitchen, all of that. So it doesn't really get dirty. So we're fixing to take a look around. It's going to look the same, really, except for I know that it's dusted, that I have cleaned under the two couches and then under the cabinet that I have in the dining area, all of that. So, yeah, nothing new. Really need to clean those windows, but that's not happening today. I did dust everything. I didn't put everything on here, but I did get everything dusted. And after I got done with the floors and, wiping everything up, I did let my vacuum come back in here and pick up anything that came from under the couches and all of that. So you would have seen earlier. Well, I say earlier, I don't know if I'm going to put this, if this is going to be two parts yet, but I do run two vacuums in the mornings, about 7:20, something like that. My smaller one just goes in vacuums, and then I have another one that vacuums and mops because I like to be sure and get as much dirt up as possible. That way when it mops, it's not just wiping mud around. And not that it gets really dirty since it's just me, but it does still get dirt. So anyways, I need to be quiet and just show you I did. After I got done, also I opened up my closets, these two, and then the one in my bedroom, and let the vacuum get inside there as well. So we'll just do just a quick and this is the cabinet I was talking about that I needed to get under because the vacuums don't get under those. It does get under here. I did put out soaking some beans because I am going to have some burritos probably tomorrow. I won't do it until tomorrow, but that way it'll be soaking, and then I can put them in the Instant Pot tomorrow. Now the reason why this is here, I don't know, I don't think I put it on here, but I made bread and it still needs to completely cool down. So I like to make sure that it completely cools down before I put the lid on there. And I want to have it covered while it's doing that, but it can still breathe. But I want it out of the way, but that lets me know, hey, you need to do this. So I kind of do little things like that to help me remember to do certain things. So everything is cleaned in there. And then you would have seen I did clean my room. Really, I guess I did anything that I needed to. I dusted. There's my mop vacuum. Dusted, and I let the vacuum come in here. That's really all I did in here. I will do the sheets another time. I actually have not been sleeping in here this week because my universal remote is no longer working, and I don't want the TV just to be running all night. And I also, I can't turn the volume off or anything. And I've actually been enjoying sleeping in there and in the living room. So the only thing I did in this office is clean my desk. It really needed it. This room is a wreck. And as I've mentioned previously, I am decluttering tons of stuff in here, so it's going to look bad for a while until I can get everything done. I'm doing everything in little bitty increments. I bought 3 50-pound bags of wheat berries, and this one is soft white wheat, which you can do desserts and things like that with that. And the other 2 are hard red. And I already put the one, hang on a bit, let me move this stuff out of the way. There's my container right there. I'm going to be cleaning this closet out. That has my hard red. So I already poured one of the bags in there. You would have seen that empty bag, or almost empty bag on top there. But I ordered one of those containers that should be coming in. I ordered those from Sue Becker, and it's called Bread Becker's is the website. But I got a red container for red wheat, and the white will be for white wheat. So I'll need to take, right now it has red wheat in that white bucket, so I'll be, putting it in the other one that comes in. And I don't really guess I need to tell you that, but anyway, so all I did was the desk. And then the bathroom. I cleaned the tub. I did clean the toilet. I didn't put that on there. I don't know. I don't personally like to watch people clean toilets. And so I'm not going to make you watch me clean a toilet. So I also take time usually to, if I want to put any new razors, anything like that in there, which I did. Yeah, so nothing really to see there. I think that's really all there is to show, say, in regards to that.